Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online 23rd Century Starfleet campaign. We're back with the next mission, Revelations. This kind of smells like a trap to me. So we're investigating a distress signal, which is no longer broadcasting just as soon as we get to the location.
This is 7 of 9, part of a Federation research team assigned to the USS Callisto. My team and I were investigating this outpost when the defense systems activated and destroyed the ship.
Well, we got here as soon as we could.
I am aware of your service record. Thank you for responding to our request for assistance. I was able to deactivate the outpost's defenses, but the system sent out an automated distress signal upon shutdown. It is logical to assume that someone will be arriving to investigate. Please transport my team and me to your ship. I will be of more assistance to you there.
They definitely have a lot to explain.
Long-range sensors are picking up inbound energy signatures. Voth ships. They must lay claim to this system.
Attention trespassing endotherms. You are trespassing in Voth-aligned space. Surrender now, and we will allow you to live out the remainder of your lives on a prison world.
Will not be made into your prisoners. Especially if that's all you're gonna send at us.
You have violated a Voth facility, and will be...
I don't think we stand much of a chance.
Where are they going? It's not like the Voth to leave a battle they would have clearly won.
Well, that is kind of odd. Well, apparently we're receiving a distress call from the Turei homeworld.
This is a general distress signal for any ships in range. This is the Turei homeworld. We are under attack by an unknown force of immense power. We require immediate assistance.
Who exactly are the Turei?
The Turei are a spacefaring culture that Voyager encountered in 2376. They claim ownership over the underspace, which are corridors through subspace that significantly shorten travel times here in the Delta Quadrant. Command has been attempting to contact them without success. Access to the underspace would be a distinct advantage for our fleets.
Do you think the Voth are the ones who attacked the Turei? They left so quickly.
That is one possibility. To my knowledge, the Voth and Turei are not enemies. However, there is still much we do not know about the Delta Quadrant.
Perhaps a show of good faith would be in order. And we shall leave for the Turei system. Although if they already have an alliance with the Voth, I don't see that happening.
We have arrived in the Turei system. The Voth ships are in combat, but they are not engaging Turei vessels. Their opposition does not conform to any known ship in the database.
Whatever they are, they're packing quite a punch.
Whoever these assailants are, their technology is exceptional. Even the Borg do not have ships such as these.
Okay, tri-cobalt technology is nothing to mess with. Tri-cobalt weapons are among the most powerful that any alien race can bring to bear. Starfleet rarely uses it. I don't think even the Klingons use it. Oh, I guess we went too far off the map.
The Voth and whomever they are fighting are speaking on an open channel. We can listen to their communications.
Your defense of the Turei thieves will be your undoing.
The Turei and Voth have a long-standing allegiance. The Turei's exothermic nature makes them superior to the other feeble races of the Quadrant.
Then you will be loyal to the death.
The surface of the Turei homeworld is being devastated by the debris from the Voth vessels. The Turei do have a defense network of satellites and shields that is capable of protecting them, but the control network is offline. This was intentional. Their attackers deliberately targeted the area during the initial assault. There is a secondary command center on the outskirts of one of their major settlements. If we transport directly there, we will be able to restore the control network.
Alright, let's beam down and restart the Turei defense network. And I'll take the usual away team with our special guest star Nell and Exil. Who I don't usually take on away missions, so this should be interesting.
The invaders attacked this facility, but they did not do significant structural damage. They were, however, able to take down the control network controlling the orbital defense grid. That defense grid is the only thing capable of stopping all of the debris from the battle in orbit from raining down on the planet. Small pieces will burn up in the atmosphere, and your ship's weapons can deal with some others, but a significant percentage will get through. Until that grid is operational, there will be widespread devastation.
So we get the defense grid back online, give the Turei a fighting chance.
There was a firefight here. One of the Turei is injured, but his condition is stable. He may be able to give us more information about the invaders.
Good. We'll help him and maybe he can answer some questions.
Thank you. My name is Bellis. You're from Starfleet, right?
Yes, we'd like to know what happened here.
The ships emerged from the underspace, and they were too close for our defense grid to stop the launch of drop pods. In minutes, they had knocked out the grid controls, and we were defenseless. We barely had time to transmit a distress signal.
What is underspace?
You are not Turei. I cannot reveal our secrets.
Very well.
If I may, Underspace is a network of subspace corridors that extend through much of the Delta Quadrant. Voyager was pulled into one when its warp field interacted with the corridor's radial wall. At the time, we speculated that the corridors would speed our journey back to Federation space. That was not possible.
So if underspace is a Turei secret, how were these attackers able to use it?
The attackers were Vadwar. Voyager did indeed interact with one of our corridors, but instead of deleting the info as we requested and going on their way, they revived our greatest enemy. All of this destruction, every death, it's all Voyager's fault.
Vadwar.
Impossible. It cannot be the Vadwar. I would know.
Who are the Vadwar?
This is all my fault. When we first encountered the Vadwar, they were in cryostasis. I foolishly awoke their leader in a moment of curiosity. I didn't know their history. They were conquerors, despots. The Vadwar used underspace to rule the Delta Quadrant for decades. It was only when the other races banded together that they were defeated. At the time we encountered them, when I awakened them, Captain Janeway said she probably would have done the same thing. But it wasn't her choice, it was mine. I am responsible. However, the Vadwar we encountered did not have a level of technology like what we face here. This is far beyond anything the Vadwar are capable of developing in such a short amount of time.
So now we form a plan of action.
My analysis remains unchanged. We need to restore functionality to the defense grid. There are 4 nodes located on the edge of this complex. We must restart these nodes and realign them to the central tower to re-establish the grid.
Alright, we'll keep an eye out for any Vadwar.
I'll go to the central tower and start the initialization sequence.
And I'll summon some backup, using the Shard of Possibilities.
I blame myself for the Vadwar's return. It was a door best left unopened.
Now, the Vadwar have some interesting abilities. They're actually quite difficult to defeat unless you defeat them in a certain order.
Complete these steps in the correct order to initialize and align the node.
Go on.
First, you must reboot the core matrix.
Right, core matrix.
Next, you must charge the capacitive relays.
Capacitive relays.
Finally, you must align the main relay.
Main relay.
Uplink established.
Should be simple, right? You'd be surprised how often I get that wrong. Alright, tech soldiers are often first, because they can basically make the scouts and soldiers invincible by summoning drones. Usually it's tech officers, then tech soldiers, and then regular soldiers, and then
When we
scouts.
first rescued the Vaudois, we thought we could be allies.
But tech commandos often come first as well. And that kind of effect that you can see there is Nell and Exel summoning a paradox bomb. But thankfully we have so many area of effect attacks that it doesn't matter.
Analysis complete. Perform these steps in the correct order.
Alright,
First, you must reboot the core matrix.
core matrix.
Next, you must update the defense protocols.
Defense.
Finally, you must establish the satellite uplink.
Satellite. So core defense satellite.
Defense node online.
I don't think anything terribly bad happens if you get it wrong.
When Admiral Tuvok asked me to leave my post at the Daystrom Institute to assist the Callisto, I thought the probability of seeing Vaudois. Whatever happens here, we must inform our superiors about the Vaudois threat. I have completed my analysis. Complete the following steps in the correct order. First, you must reboot the core matrix. Next, you must charge the capacitive relays. Finally, you must establish the satellite uplink.
Alright, core capacitive satellite. Only one more uplink to go.
To ally ourselves with the Turei to escape the Vaudois. My analysis of this node is complete. Execute the following steps in the correct order. First, you must reboot the core matrix. Next, you must reinitialize the kinetic dampeners. Finally, you must align the main relay.
Core kinetic main. Got it.
Connection reestablished.
And we'll activate the defense grid. And now we won't get smashed by any debris, hopefully.
Starfleet, I need assistance at the central tower.
Well, Bellis is in trouble. Now I could use my frosted boots. However, I don't think my away team would be able to keep up. Or maybe they can.
Your team did an excellent job getting the defense nodes back online and realigned to the central hub here. The restart process will take some time, but the defense grid will be active in about 2 minutes. We'd be in good shape if the Vaadwaur hadn't launched more assault pods. These are mobile transporter pads used to bring more troops to the surface rapidly. I assume they're coming to stop us from restoring the defense grid.
Alright, we'll need to hold them off then. Now you can heal the Turei, but they're mostly useless. They're essentially just something else for the Vaadwaur to shoot at.
Vaadwaur reinforcements approaching.
And Tarsi is down again.
The Vaadwaur are relentless. The probability of our survival is slim.
And I'm not sure where Tarsi is right now.
The Vaadwaur are tenacious fighters. We must be more so.
Let's see if this is close enough. No, I have to be right next to Tarsi, I think.
We can't keep this up forever.
What is that?
And we have been taken out. Oh, someone did get Tarsi up. We'll respawn now. And it looks like the Voth are on our side. Oh, they're Tarsi. There was Tarsi? Right over there. Now, she had quite a few hit points She almost had as many as I did, so I'm not quite sure why she was taken down so many times. So the Vaadwaur are retreating.
It is not odd. Voth reinforcements have entered orbit. These Vaadwaur do not want to do battle with an obviously superior force.
Really? I seem to remember the Vaadwaur tearing your ships apart.
While we did sustain great losses, we have made good on our agreement with the Turei. Bellas, we have restored your defense grid.
Seven and I restored the defense grid, you mean?
I'm not interested in petty squabbling about who did what. The grid is restored and we are safe. That's all that matters.
I guess he's right. Alright, the USS Voyager is here.
Seven of 9.
Admiral.
We detected the destruction of the Callisto. What?
It was your fault. Your ship invaded the Voth outpost. You woke the Vaadwaur.
Vaadwaur. Interesting. Starfleet intelligence did not consider them a threat. We believed their numbers were few and their technology outdated.
Then you were wrong. The Vaadwaur have returned, and no one is safe.
I see. 7. Voyager could use your expertise again. Will you return to the ship?
That would be acceptable.
Very well. We will take the other survivors from the Callisto as well. Thank you.
Voyager, 2 to beam up.
Well, our work here is done. Let's beam back up to our ship.
Thank you for assisting 7 and lending aid to the Turei. However, the discovery that our old foes, the Vaadwaur, have made such a leap in technology and are now threatening the entire quadrant is troubling.
I agree.
Thank you. Without your help, my team and I may have been killed by the Voth. Now, however, I must turn my attention to the Vaadwaur. I am responsible for their return. I must assist in their defeat.
Till next time, 7. And we will leave the Turei system. So yes, as powerful as the Voth were, Vaadwaur now have the technology to basically absolutely destroy the Voth. And we get a Vaadwaur cluster torpedo, which basically shoots a destructible torpedo. So if it gets shot down, that's it, there's no more projectile. But if it hits something, it will not do damage, but it will explode and release 4 tricobalt mines, which, after a short amount of time, I think it's 1.5 seconds, will converge on the closest target and do a lot of damage. So if you're using tricobalt weapons, it's actually very effective. I'm not going to be using that though. And we'll take the next mission, All That Glitters.
Are you familiar with Voyager's emergency medical hologram? He's quite unique, even for an old EMH Mark I. Now he holds rank in Starfleet in his own right. We've received a message that the Doctor requires assistance to view the medical situation on an Ocampa freighter in the Shenda system. He's currently en route in one of Voyager's shuttles. Normally I'd send a medical vessel, but we've seen a spike in Vaadwaur attacks, and I want to make sure he has all the resources he'll need. Could you go to the Shenda system and assist the Doctor?
Of course we'll assist the Doctor. And we actually get our very own EMH for this. But that'll be for next time. Thanks for watching.